Coverage here in BBC One Scotland, where it's time now for Sports Scene Match of the Day.
Hearts hadn't won in the league since September. Neither had Kilmarnock. Would something give at Rugby Park? Dundee United were looking for a hat-trick of wins over the Saints, but a testing 90 minutes was on the cards on Tayside. And West Ham put their impressive home record on the line against the in-form Liverpool. Action coming up from Rugby Park, Tannadice and Upton Park. We'll also have the high-scoring encounter between Watford and Sunderland. And a look ahead to the rest of the SPL action tomorrow. That's all in the company, of course, of Gordon Smith, and also joining us tonight, Kilmarnock's Mark Reilly. Mark, the pressure really on both sides to win today, to get that win.
Yes, it was a vital game for both sides today. It ended up a good match.
We'll hear more from Mark later. Well, let's see just how exactly it did work out. They were the two clubs which most thought would be challenging for third in the Premier League. But Hearts in sixth position and Kilmarnock second bottom were without a win since September. Kilmarnock's cause certainly not helped by their lack of goals, just 13 scored in 14 games. Added to that, Hearts hadn't won at Rugby Park in 2 years. Match commentator is Rob McLean.
In the Kilmarnock starting lineup for the first time is 18-year-old defender Peter Canero. His inclusion for the injured Gus McPherson is one of 3 changes from the team which drew with Dundee United last weekend. Kevin McGowan has an injury as well. Fred Dindeleux returns to central defence. So 1 Frenchman at the back and 2 up front. Jérôme Vareille is back in the side in place of Michael Jeffrey. Vareille's strike partner is Christophe Cocard, who's made a big impression in the short time he's been at Rugby Park. Already he's scored in 4 of the 5 games he's started. The main goal threat in the Hearts attack comes from Gary McSwaggan. He scored for Scotland against Lithuania and has found the net 8 times this season for the Tynecastle team. Jim Jeffries, like Bobby Williamson, makes 3 changes to his starting 11 after the midweek defeat at Motherwell. Roddy McKenzie takes over in goal from suspended Gilles Rousset. Fabien Leclerc is injured and Darren Jackson demoted to the bench. So the reintroduction of Scott Severin, who was hurt, and Colin Cameron, who was suspended, means Hearts revert to the team which lost to Celtic last weekend. McSwaggan's joined in attack by Thomas Flugel. The referee for Kilmarnock against Hearts is Kenny Clark. Kilmarnock kick off their 20th game of the season and currently occupying second bottom slot in the Scottish Premier League. 2 teams here with a lot in common. Neither has won in the last 6 matches. Badly needing to kick-start their campaign. Presley's long ball watched all the way by Dindeleux. Colin Meldrum's clearance. Gary Lauchlan header against Ali Mitchell. Vareille's layoff for Durrant. Back from Ritchie, and Roddy McKenzie had to move sharply to get there. The back pass from Ritchie was casually played, but it needed a bit more pace to get through to the keeper. Gary McSwaggan cleared by Lauchlan, and it was Mark Reilly who stopped it going for a corner. Good turn from Durrant. Gary Hayes' pass, finding Vareille. Looked to be fouled by Presley as he laid the ball off. And a free kick given against the Hearts defender. And a little lecture as well from Kenny Clark. He was hauled to the deck unceremoniously after the ball had gone. Durrant. for Holt. Shooting chance for Vareille. Just wide. Found some room outside the area, Jerome Vareille, and Holt was very much aware of where he was. Knocked down and took his time, measured it, and just off target. Along the angled pass from Jim Lauchlan. Bouncing in front of Ali Mitchell. Well defended by Locke. Played away by Scott Severin. And it was off Gary Hay for the Hearts throw. Fulton to Cameron. Spreading the ball wide, picking up the run of Gary Naismith. Naismith against Canero. It's a good run by the Hearts man. And Gary McSwaggan scores. But a lot of the credit goes to the run of Naismith. He got away from Canero. And an easy finish for McSwaggan, his 9th Hearts goal of the season. If you add on the Scotland goal, that makes it 10. That was persistent, it was strong play from Naismith. And Kilmarnock failed to pick up Gary McSwaggan at the far post. And all they had to do here was make contact and the ball was in the net. 7 minutes gone, and Hearts have the lead. Long ball from Paul Ritchie, bouncing awkwardly. Meldrum's header, back in from Severin, and flicked away by Dindeleux. Hearts keeping the pressure on, having got off to such an impressive start. Fulton to Locke. Ritchie in trouble, losing out, played through by Vareille, but too strong for Cocard. And action for Colin Meldrum early on outside his area. This bouncing ball left by Dindeleux for the keeper, headed away, but there's a chance here for Severin, but he was under pressure. Busy midfield area, not too many players finding too much room. Ian Durrant's pass, Canero to Cocard. Naismith goes with him. Vareille, Gary Hay was arriving, tackled by a Locke. Gary Hay was fouled inside the area, but you wonder here what would have happened had Vareille let that ball run through first time for Hay. He was in a good position. It's Gary Locke who made the challenge. Durrant takes a tumble just outside the area. Reilly, it's Cocard, and a good save by Ronnie McKenzie. That's good goalkeeping to deny the Frenchman. Reilly probing at the Hearts' defence, and sharp reactions from the goalkeeper. A left foot in swinger from Reilly, and flew off the head of Steve Fulton. And thankfully for Hearts, back into the hands of McKenzie. It's not quite auf Wiedersehen for Kilmarnock yet. One down with 19 minutes gone, but that is the half-time attraction. Jimmy Neal sitting in the stand. And Dindeleux forced into conceding a corner kick. He reckons, Jim Jeffries, that Hearts deserved better last weekend against Celtic. And that's why he's gone back to the same lineup, apart from the goalkeeper. Bolton's corner kick. And Meldrum in trouble. And it's Paul Ritchie who makes it 2. That's poor defending from Kilmarnock. And now 2 down with 21 minutes gone. The header back across goal always had Meldrum struggling. And the final touch applied by Paul Ritchie. It was Severin who headed the ball back across. And thank you very much, says Paul Ritchie. That's his first goal of the season. Brad McKinnon stopped that reaching Gary Holt. Good forward run by Canero. Cocard. Now Reilly. Durrant. Good ball in. Cocard! Somehow saved by Ronnie McKenzie. Looked for a moment as if the ball was going to trickle in at the corner. Scrambled it clear for a corner kick. Good ball from Durrant. And off the post. Mark Reilly's corner kick. Gary Holt was there. Ritchie gets it clear. Now Cameron. Too strong for Presley. Canero won it. Reilly's cross. McKinnon's header away. Now Flugel. Steve Fulton has made a run up ahead. Nice pass back for Flugel. And offside against McSwaggan. It was a slick move from Hearts. Gary McSwaggan looked across to find the flag up against him. And I don't think the Hearts manager was too pleased. Kilmarnock minus some experienced players at the moment, including Gordon Marshall, and it's showing so far in this match with a below par performance. Durrant's lost out. Steve Fulton having a look at what's on. That's a lovely pass for Colin Cameron. Superb vision from Fulton, and Gary McSwaggan should have scored. That was an outstanding chance to make it 3 after another sweeping Hearts move. Played first time by Mark Reilly, and Jerome Vareille was pulled back off the ball by Gary Locke, who is booked. Needless foul with Stephen Presley coming across to cover. Jerome Vareille in the box, Cocard and Holt alongside, and misjudged by McKenzie. And stretched out his fingertips to touch it behind, having come too far off his line. Mark Reilly's corner, this time Shearer with his handling, McKenzie. Canero won the header. Gary Holt, that's dangerous. In went Colin Cameron. Now Gary McSwaggan. And Holt gets back to make up for his error. Too many mistakes made by Kilmarnock in this first half. From the home team's point of view. Gary Hayes passed down the line for Christophe Cocard. Vareille in the middle. It's Jerome Vareille, saved by McKenzie, and Holt. And offside, the goal won't count for Ali Mitchell. And the frustrating first 45 minutes continues for Kilmarnock. Superb play from Cocard. Vareille's header looked the scorer. Great save by Mackenzie. And then the flag up against Mitchell. McSwiggan's layoff to Fulton. That's the half-time whistle. And it's Hearts with the upper hand, thanks to Gary McSwiggan, who scored the first, and Paul Ritchie, who got Hearts' second goal. The first goal was down to the pace and determination of Gary Naismith, who got in behind Peter Canero, and it was an easy finish for McSwiggan, his 9th Hearts goal of the season. Kilmarnock will be troubled about goal number 2 from the corner kick by Fulton. A header won by Severin, and Colin Meldrum never really looked like getting near this as Paul Ritchie applied the final touch for his first goal of the season. Just what Hearts were looking for. Half-time at Rugby Park, it's Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 2. Right at the start of the second half, Hearts have made a change. Thomas Flugel off and Stefan Adam is on. It's Hearts who get the second half underway. Part one of a Kilmarnock Hearts double-header this. The pair meet again on Tuesday night in the CIS quarter-finals. And Hearts restarting the match here with a 2-goal advantage. It's not been pleasurable viewing in the first half for Bobby Williamson. He'll feel that a few decisions have gone against his team, but there are 2 goals down. Gary Lauchlan challenged. Lauchlan's pass, a good one for Gary Holt. He's covering a cross expertly was Paul Ritchie. Holt's cross, Presley away. Gary Hay, and needed to be kept further away from Roddy McKenzie if Kilmarnock were to benefit from that. Lauchlan's head flick, and it's Gary McSwiggan. What a good save by Meldrum. Another chance passed up to make it 3, and no one more disappointed than Gary McSwiggan. It was a bad lapse in defence by Lauchlan, and this could so easily have been punished by McSwiggan, but credit there to the goalkeeping of Colin Meldrum, who covered up for Lauchlan and spread himself to make a very effective save. Easily cut out the Lauchlan pass by Ritchie. Forward from Gary Naismith. Gary McSwiggan's header for Stefan Adam. Cameron and McSwiggan up alongside. It's Adam, tried to curl it in at the far post. And Colin Meldrum was well positioned to make the save. Severin, Steve Fulton. Again, lovely pass and great movement off the ball from Adam. Cross deflected in. Then away by Lauchlan. Adam again. Kilmarnock looking sluggish. Severin forces it in. Adam. And again. It could have been 4 for now by Gary McSwiggan. That's a hat-trick of misses from the Scotland striker. As Kilmarnock got themselves in real trouble here. They just couldn't get the ball away, and when Adam got a second chance to fire it across goal, that surely had to be in. 1 goal for McSwiggan, it could have been another 3. Reilly tries to make things happen for Kilmarnock. Onto the return pass from Cocard. Reilly's cross, inviting, headed away by Mackenzie and deflected behind. Christophe Cocard claims handball after Reilly's high-hanging cross flapped away by Mackenzie, and Cocard's shot was deflected away by Fulton. Reilly's corner kick punched this time by Mackenzie. Still down. Durrant. He's up now. Kilmarnock fans wanting that played back in quickly. Hearts this time with a chance to reorganise. Well, that's a nice touch again from Cocard. Holt couldn't get there quickly enough before Daddy Naismith. Played in by Holt, played away by Ritchie. Cocard, he's menacing for Hearts. Ritchie's clearance was blocked partially. Canero. It needed a good ball in. It was troublesome for Roddy Mackenzie, having looked as if it was played in too close to the goalkeeper, but it was dropping in just under the crossbar and it had to be touched over. Vareille picks out Mitchell. He's got Gary Locke in his way. Mitchell got away from Locke, and Gary Locke's already been booked and has to beware, because that was a clear foul, with Mitchell heading for the byline. There's a desperate lunge from Locke. Wright comes on as part of a double switch for Kilmarnock. He and Durrant is off, and Jerome Vareille heads into the dugout as well. Alan Mahood comes on along with Wright. Reilly's free kick, not a good one, easily cleared by Adam. Kilmarnock letting themselves down, getting into good positions and wasting a set piece there. Mitchell against Severin. Mitchell's cross is good! And it's Alan Mahood who pulls the goal back for Kilmarnock. 27 minutes gone in the second half. And superb play from Mitchell, feinted to go inside, then went out. The cross from beyond Severin, headed in by Alan Mahood, and there was little that Roddy Mackenzie could do about this. This is a sort of quality ball into the box Kilmarnock have been looking for, pulled back from the byline. Mahood evading the markers, and the downward header was always going to be a scorer. So now Kilmarnock 1, Hearts 2. Pulled in first time by Reilly, headed away by Ritchie. That's well won by Mahood. Lauchlan's pass, good one. That's a foul by Locke on Mitchell, and Gary Locke will be sent off. He's been booked already. 2 yellows make red. He was possibly fortunate a few moments ago for a foul on Mitchell, and that's one too many, according to Kenny Clark. And Hearts are down to 10 men. It's the long walk for Loch. And Jim Jeffries know this match now becomes very interesting. Kilmarnock have pulled the goal back and with a one-man advantage now. Good run by Canero. Holt couldn't make the most of the pass. Cocard might. Lines up the shots. Just too high. He's the man Kilmarnock are looking to here to rescue them something out of this game. Well capable of it. Bobby Williamson has been given a hope by the goal and by the fact that it's now 11 against 10. Thinking about another substitution. It's a long run this by Mitchell. Shot deflected off Severin. Foul given against Adam. Reilly to Lauchlan. Chipped into the box for Mitchell, but cleared by Murray. Out of play off Adam. Dindeleux aimed at Holt, won the header, down for Paul Wright. And a cool header back from Durrant Murray for Roddy McKenzie. And that takes the sting out of the latest Kilmarnock attack. A header well won there by Holt, and Paul Wright wanted that down quickly. Adam against Lauchlan, both missed it. The left foot of Meldrum. Paul Ritchie well up for the header, but illegally so, says the referee. Peter Canero, Mark Reilly alongside. Reilly shot! It's the equaliser! That was misjudged by Roddy McKenzie. He went for it late and couldn't keep it out. 2.5 minutes into stoppage time, and Kilmarnock back on level terms. Didn't catch the shot wonderfully, but it drifted in at the left-hand post of Roddy McKenzie. He seemed to be deceived by something here, and in it went. What a valuable goal that is from Reilly, his second of the season, and it's a capital double for Reilly. He scored against Hibs in September, and now Hearts in November, and Roddy McKenzie will wonder how that ended up in the back of the net. Kilmarnock might not be finished. Alex Burke, Grant Murray with him, twisting inside Burke. Cocard looking for a free kick, not getting one. Ritchie to Jackson. Long ball from Lauchlan. Presley's under pressure. That's a miscue, and the shot from Mahood, which he didn't really catch, stopped by McKenzie. This was what you call a heart-stopping moment, and determination from Mahood, but not the shot to beat the keeper. Four minutes of stoppage time played, and that's the final whistle. And Kilmarnock have rescued a point, and it's Mark Reilly's goal which makes it a 2-2 draw. Hearts were 2-0 ahead through McSwagan and Ritchie. Alan Mahood, the Kilmarnock substitute, gave the home team hope in the second half with a header from Ali Mitchell's cross. And there was still more drama to come, because it was Reilly who struck 2.5 minutes into time added on in a match which Hearts might well have had safe earlier on. McSwiggan missed a hat-trick of chances, but in the end it's a point apiece for these two teams, still to win inside 7 games at Rugby Park. Kilmarnock 2, Hearts 2.
The game should have been finished on 2 or 3 occasions when we were 2-0 up. And I say with another terrible goal to lose for a cross and, you know, a free header, and then you've given the team a lift after who should have been dead and buried. And you know, again we got another man sent off, and as soon as that board got up to the extra time the last 3 weeks, we've lost goals in that time, and you know, we're shooting ourselves in the foot, because you know, again we've allowed a long-range shot to come in, not closed it down. Goalie says he was unsighted, and but we backed off, and you know, we're hoping to get away with it, and we're not getting away with it now, because everybody's hitting has gone in the net.
It's a hard life working at Kilmarnock. We never seem to make life easy for ourselves. That's the way we like it. We've got to work hard for everything you get in this game, and we certainly worked hard today, and I felt we deserve something.
But you must have looked at the chances that Hearts had, Gary McSwiggan in particular, and you could have been dead and buried.
You're always going to get that, but when you're actually trying to get back into the game, you're going to leave gaps at your back, and they did have opportunities, and thankfully they never took them.
Gary, you got 1 today, but you might have had 4.
Aye, got to hold my hand up there. It was really frustrating for me today. I think if I'd got at least 1 of the other chances, I think the points would have been safe today. But the way the run of luck we're having just now, when things are down, it's really going against us, and the wee sneaky feeling at the back of my mind, once I'd missed those chances, it might come back to haunt me.
I'm disappointed in the goals we conceded. The first one, young Canero showed a bit of experience. He got sucked into the tackle, and Naismith lifted that gear and put a decent ball into the box, which McSwiggan finished well. The second one I felt we should have cleared. We can't let balls go across our area without anybody claiming it, and that's found its way back in it, so that was very disappointing. But as I said, we had a blast at the players, and a few words were exchanged at half time. We said we can't feel sorry for ourselves, we've got to go out there. We owe it to the fans, because they've got behind us all season really, and they deserve better, and thankfully we got some.
I get the feeling you're going to have a kick at the cat tonight. I don't know if you've got a cat, but if you do, we'll be getting a right good kicking tonight.
Well, I've not had many black cats cross my path in the last few weeks, because you know, we've lost some really late goals, and from good positions, and so now we're just having that wee spell. But if we keep working as hard as we did and play as well as we did today, and I'm sure it has to turn for us, as long as we don't get the heads down.
Mark, Hearts obviously disappointed, but I guess a huge measure of relief amongst the Kilmarnock players, was it?
Yeah, that's right, Alison. Hearts probably could have killed the game off the chances they had. All credit to Colin Meldrum. He's had a few excellent saves for us at vital times in the game. It's helped us, and luckily for us we managed to sneak a draw late on.
We heard Bobby talk in the interview there, obviously, but what did he actually say to you after the game then?
Yeah, I think he was obviously just relieved that we got ourselves back in the game. I think being 2-0 down at half time, to come back and get a 2-each draw was quite pleasing.
Gordon, did Kilmarnock get out of jail today?
Oh, I think there's no doubt about that, but you've got to give them credit. I mean, they kept going. 2-0 down, it's never really finished at 2-0, funnily enough. That's why we kept thinking that if Hearts get another goal, 3-0 normally does kill a game, and they had the chances to do it. But Kilmarnock fought away, they kept creating openings, they forced Hearts back, and it helped when the Hearts went to 10 men. But, you know, in the end up, Kilmarnock got the goals, and they've not been scoring a lot of goals this season, so you would have thought that, be it from a position of being 2-0 down, they might not have managed to come back, but give them credit.
Hearts off to the perfect start, of course.
Yeah, I mean, they did. I mean, right at the very start of the game, they were pushing forward. Some nice football as well. It was a great ball, Colin Cameron there. Young Peter Canero does get sucked in here, and I felt sorry for him. I thought he did an impressive debut. Good young player. Ball's knocked in, and Gary McSwiggan, on that occasion, it looked as if it was going to be his day when he just finished it. But you can see here the youngster, he went rushing towards Naismith there, rather than just cut off the ground and just wait for him coming. He rushed forward, and then he got caught out with the pace and the strength there. But the second goal, this is a bad goal for them to lose. Scott Seven heads it back cross goal. You can see here indecision there. I don't know whether it's Jim Lauchlan's fault there or Colin Meldrum. One of the two of them must take the blame of that one there, because it's a simple ball knocked in. They both get an opportunity to clear it. It looks like Lauchlan's leaving it there with a shout, and Richie just puts it in the net, and he gets a few goals for Richie from set pieces, but that's one he shouldn't have got, to be fair.
Were they taking the blame for any of that mess up in defence?
Yeah, I think Colin said at half time he shouted for the ball, and Jim's obviously left it thinking Colin's coming for it. But to be fair to Colin, he's been outstanding all season for us, probably been one of our best players, And as I say, later on in the game, he done another couple of vital saves for us that kept us in the game.
So Hearts 2-0 up then, well in control, but then all change again.
Well, that's right. I mean, the opportunities though to finish the game. I mean, at 2-0 up, as we spoke about, the excellent chances, you know, but then by not getting them, you know, Kilmarnock get back in it, and I felt this is a really good finish. You see there, just a little bit of space. Ali Mitchell, that's a great cross to dig that out from where he is, and Alan Mahood gets the header in. A perfect header, you have to say, pushed that away, but the marking's shocking. Jim Jeffries will also be looking at this. I mean, this is a difficult ball to get in. It's a great knockback there. But how does Alan Mahood get in there?
Yeah, I thought Alan come on and he did very well for us today. When he come on, he got in the box and, as I say, scored with a good header there.
Tell us about your goal then, Mark.
To be honest, I've just got the ball and nobody came to close me down, as Jim Jeffries said, and I just had a go. And to be honest, I didn't think I could kick the ball that far.
We did initially think there was a bit of a deflection, but
no,
obviously isn't.
I think definitely the keeper's onside. You see here, he's moved across his goal thinking the ball's going the other way, and there's two players in front of him. It's almost like a free kick, the way Mark's just swerved it round there, and then he's taking advantage of the fact that, and we do have to say that he was wearing a yellow gum shield for those people watching at home.
Yeah, when are you going to get that painted blue and white, Mark?
Well, after the Paul Lambert incident a few weeks ago, I was definitely wearing my gum shield. I'm sure my dentist will be delighted. And I'm certainly not getting it painted blue and white.
And what a timely goal. If you're going to score an equaliser, that's the time to do it.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, the 90th minute is very hard for the other side to come back in the game then. Yeah, it's been tough in Hearts, hasn't it? I mean, they've lost, as Jim Jeffries said, their extra time in the last 3 games, and they've lost goals there over the 90 minutes, and they've had a man sent off in each game. But they can't really get their heads down, to be fair. I mean, they are creating openings. This was a great move in the first half. Great ball from Stevie Fulton. Perfect pass. Colin Cameron peeled the way out wide, delivered a brilliant ball in the box. Gary McSwegan really should have knocked that back across where the ball came from, way in the far corner. That should have been in.
And Gary McSwegan held his hands up and said, even this one as well, said he should have had this one, Mark. Yeah, I think from our point of view, it's a great save from Colin. He's done very well, but I'm sure Gary will be disappointed he didn't score. This is the best chance of the game. I mean, it's ricocheted. Look at this, it comes across here. That's still 2-0 at that point. If that goes in the net, the game is dead. I mean, I'm sure even Mark would admit it. They're not coming back, Kilmarnock, at that stage, but I mean, they must have got a lot of encouragement in the fact that Hearts weren't putting the chances away, Hearts weren't killing them off. And still both sides without that win that they're looking for to get them back on track. Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, it's a draw today, and the two managers look at it differently. I think Jim Jeffries will be really annoyed with that, because when you're 2-0 up, they're away from home, you think a point away from home is great, but when you're 2-0 up and you've got a chance of winning the game and you don't do it, then I think that they'll be really disappointed. Now, what about the sending off of Gary Locke? How did you view that one? Well, I thought it was quite a soft challenge, but I have to say that if you look at the bookings, the first one I think is a definite deserved one, because he's pulled his shirt, Vareille goes down, and he's trying to claim he was getting tugged there, but definitely that was a booking. If you see it here, he's caught a hold of him, Jerome Vareille's away, he tugs him and just turns him, down he goes. Now, after that, in the second half, you're always running the risk of something happening. Now, this was the one I felt that Kenny Clark gave him the real benefit of doubt. In my opinion, he could have been off for that challenge, and not sent off for the challenge itself, but that's a yellow card. That's definitely a yellow card. But he stays on the field, and at that point, Jim Jeffries must surely have been thinking about taking him off, because you're always running the risk of getting the next challenge he was going to be off. It's not a bad challenge, but I think that's enough. If you see it from the other angle, he's definitely fouled here. He got away with one. He's got a yellow card. I don't think the referee had any choice but to send him off. And ultimately, do you think that had a bearing on the outcome, Mark? Yeah, well, obviously Hearts down to 10 men and they're hemmed in a bit. They made a lot of the ball with a lot of possession. I think psychologically it maybe affected them a bit, yeah. Now, 2-2 draw obviously today, and you face them again midweek. That's right. As I say, they're always great games with us in Hearts over the last few years, always exciting games. I'm sure Tuesday will be no different. But someone's got to win. Yeah, hopefully it'll be Kilmarnock. What's going to make the difference there, Gordon? Well, I think that with home advantage, Kilmarnock maybe he'll feel to get out of jail today and go and finish it. But I think Hearts have got a lot of firepower as well. And another day, Gary McSwegan might finish them. But it's hard to choose between the two sides, because they're both good attacking sides at times. But I think Hearts probably get players that can finish a bit more. Although Mark might say that they get the goals today, but I think that Hearts should have won that game today. Thanks, guys, for the moment. Well, our second win for Dundee United. What did you make of the strike by Telesnikov? Yeah, it was a good strike. I'm sure he'll be delighted with it. And Dundee United have had a great start to the season. I'm sure Paul Sturrock's delighted with his team. And Gordon, would that be a contender, do you think, for your goal of the month? Not that anyone ever agrees with you, of course.
No, nobody agrees with it. It might be chosen. I'd need to sit down and look at them all, but certainly it was an excellent finish, because as the ball's played in, Billy Dodds as well. He holds off Gary Bowen, I think it is, and just knocks it back in his path. And it's one I don't think they would expect him to hit that first time. You can see Al Main hasn't really got his starting position correct there. They're getting themselves back central in the goal, but I don't think he expected for a minute for the Israeli to hit this first time. A half volley, side foot volley. It's a brilliant finish.
Goalkeeper out of position, do you think?
I think it probably just didn't think he was going to do that. I mean, that's the thing, that he's caught out, and that's the mark of a good player. He just does the unexpected, and it certainly was a goal to grace any game and win any game. And
St Johnstone must be feeling pretty down tonight, because that's another game they've lost 1-0. You know.
Well, they lose a few, but they don't lose many goals, St Johnstone. I mean, even at times, you know, there's not many goals in the games they play, but because they're a solid team, they're very defensively, they're stiff as well. But they have to say that there's a lot of inconsistency in the league, isn't there? I mean, there's only two consistent sides so far, that's Rangers and Aberdeen. Aberdeen are consistently poor, and Rangers are playing really well. The rest of the teams that they can beat Indy, and going into each match, you don't quite know exactly who is going to produce the form. And today, it's all about maybe just winning a game with a special finish like that.
I guess, Mark, you can sympathise with St Johnstone. I mean, Kilmarnock players certainly know what inconsistency is about at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. As Gordon says, I don't think there's a great deal between a lot of the sides in the league. I'm sure St Johnstone can turn it around as well.
Think so, Gordon?
I don't think there's any question in that. I think that they're all just scraping to try and get a bit of form together. Somebody puts a run together, as Motherwell have just done, and Motherwell are putting a good run together at the moment, and it's amazing how far up the league they've moved, and I think you can see the league turn around quite easily like that as soon as somebody, but there's no one so far putting a run together.
We'll talk more about Motherwell, and although Dundee United move on to the 27 points mark, Hibs still 5th but now on 20, and Kilmarnock still very much in the danger zone on 12.
It's going to be a real hard one to call.
Gordon didn't answer my question there. He didn't say whether it would be an Old Firm double or not. Mark, what do you think?
I think it might just be an Old Firm double. I think you've got to fancy Rangers. They're looking so strong at the moment. As Gordon says, the game at Fir Park's very difficult. Motherwell are playing very, very well at the moment. But I fancy Celtic maybe just to sneak it.
Yeah, what about that fantastic run by Motherwell? What do you think's been the key there?
I think obviously confidence is a big thing, and it breeds confidence, and they're playing well, and it's just carried on from there.
And Andy Gorham may be back tomorrow. That would be quite a boost for them.
That would be a boost for them. But I think Stevie Woods has also been playing very well for Motherwell in goals in Andy's absence.
If Andy's fit, Andy Gorham's fit, Gordon, would he automatically get back in?
I think they probably would put him back in. I mean, he's a captain of the side, a bit of a talisman. I think they regard him as that. But you have to say, I agree with Mark, that Stevie Woods has performed really well. And it was a great match midweek with Hearts. They got a little break when Hearts obviously lost a player, but until then, even Motherwell had been the better side. They're looking stronger these days, a bit more firepower with Lee McCulloch operating really well up front for them. They're strong in midfield. They've been playing white players. They've had Townsley, and they'd also Twaddle on the other side. And during the week they managed to bring in Pat Nevin as well, and they played with real width. And they gave you know, Hearts a lot of problems. And I'd imagine they're going to do the same to Celtic tomorrow.
I will put you on the spot now. What about a prediction for tomorrow? The two score lines.
I think you'll see Rangers win, and I think the second game will be a draw.
Okay, good. Thanks very much. Do you think they have an outside chance? Well, not an outside. Do you have a realistic chance of the Premiership title?
No, I don't. Actually, I think that I'm really surprised at how well they're going. I think that I saw Sunderland pre-season, and I didn't expect them to do anything at all in the Premiership this year. And they've done well. They're up near the top. Other teams have been involved in European football. They haven't. I think Sunderland will do really well to be top 6.
Mark, Chelsea play Bradford City tomorrow, but they haven't been doing well in Europe, but they haven't been doing well in the league.
That's right. Chelsea have obviously got a lot of European players, and I think probably the European stage suits them better. I think with their own admission they'll be very disappointed with the Premiership for them. I think the quality they have, they should be doing better, and I'm sure they will. What
about Arsenal tomorrow then, Gordon? They play Derby County, yeah. So you see a win for them there?
Yeah, I would expect Arsenal to win that, certainly if they can follow on from the form they showed midweek, because I mean, they've got a lot of great players. It's strange that they've had some poor results at home, but I think Arsenal win tomorrow.
Okay, thanks guys for the moment. A reminder of the action tomorrow, of course, on Radio Scotland. Rangers against Dundee and Motherwell against Celtic. 1:50 on Radio Scotland 810 medium wave. And then rugby, of course, European Cup, Glasgow against Leinster and Neath against the Edinburgh Reivers. But that's all from us tonight. My thanks to Gordon and to Mark. Good night.